Okay, hi again. Right, in this video what we're going to do is look at some basic chord shapes. Some of the first chords you'll learn. One of the most common changes in guitar is a major chord to a minor chord. So what we're going to do is look at building those chords. So start off with probably one of the easiest. With the very start would be a one finger chord. We'll call it an easy G. Now, to get used to the first notes, best to use your first two fingers. So what we're going to do is go to string 1, fret 3. I'm just going to pick that string on its own. Now when you gradually get used to this, what we're going to do is just change fingers, play with the second finger, and then we're going to move on to the third finger. Now when you're gripping the neck, make sure that the neck fits snugly into that part of your hand. It just happens to be the right kind of shape. And curl your fingers back, make sure they stay curled and not that like that. So you don't want this kind of thing, you want them curled over. And what I was doing there was playing that note, second finger, and now we're on third fret again, 1, 2, 3, string 1. Now, so that's a G note, and we can combine some other strings with that to make a G chord. So there you've got your G chord shape. Now if I hit 6, it's going to sound rough. So to make it sound decent, you could hit 3 or possibly 4. Because if you were playing a full G, which would be this, these two here would be open anyway. So what we're going to do is just play an easy G. So that's the top of the chord. Top meaning thinnest strings, not this end, but this end. Now instead of that, what we're going to do now, or as well as that, is a G6, which is the bottom of the G chord. So full G looks like that. Take those two away, you have easy G. Put those two back on, take that off, you have the G6. Now I'm on string 5, fret 2, first finger, string 6, fret 3, second finger. I'm hitting 6 this time because we're strumming from the G note. So a good way to practice this is to take the easy G and move between them. Now rather than doing what I just did there, which is not a great idea, you want to have your fingers sitting above the strings. Here, and here, and then just press down when you need them. So I'm strumming 4 thinnest, all 6, 4 thinnest, all 6 strings, and then gradually when you get used to it, we'll bring this down, keeping them really curled to allow the notes here to ring. That you're holding up here, these two. So what we're going to do then is strum all 6. Now we're strumming from the G note here to the G note here, and that's a G chord. Quite tricky at the start, probably looks easy, but it's actually quite awkward. So what best way to do it is in 2 halves. Most chords can be broke up into smaller sections. Now we're going to look at a minor chord. One of the most common chords people learn at the start would be an E minor. So what we're going to do with this is keep the same note that's in the G, which is this one. There's your G, there's E minor. All I did there was take that finger off, and that one obviously, but take that one off, slide over and tuck that in on string 4, fret 2. And I've got a completely different sound. We're still hitting 6 strings because we're going from string 6 to string 1. Both these strings, so you can hit the whole lot. And then we're going to go back over to the bottom of the G, which is the thick string. Slide your first finger over, put your second finger down, gives you the low E, and then we're going to put that third finger, some slight movement of the arm there to put that third finger down, string 1, fret 3, and strum 6. So the chord change is going to be G, over, tuck that one in underneath, E minor. When you're moving back, very important, lift off, slide up, put that one back down, curl the arm slightly, or move the arm slightly and curl that finger, and strum all 6. So you'll notice on the download sheets there, PDF for the Word documents, there's a couple of rhythms. So counting is very, very important on guitar. So what we're going to do is look at counting these changes. 4 beats per chord, then change, and another 4 beats. And what we're going to do is just count it out. For each beat we're going to strum once. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll do that again. Just count 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to lift lift those two fingers off, slide the first finger over, tuck the second finger in underneath, strum all 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, even at this early stage, you still don't want to be lifting fingers off if you don't need to, so we're going to lift that second finger up, slide up again, second finger down, string 6, third finger, string 1, fret 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. A couple important things. Notice my thumb is sitting around the area of fret 2. You don't want it to drag down here or up here, because that's going to affect the grip and how the chord sounds. So we're going to strum 1, 2, 3, 4. Lift those off, slide over, tuck your second finger underneath your first on string 4, fret 2. This is on string 5, fret 2. Hit all 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Slide up and back to G again. Now, when you're listening to songs, obviously there's more than that going on, and what's going on is probably a mixture of downs and ups, and various other things that this hand might be doing, things like this kind of thing where you're cutting strings off. But that's, for the moment, we're going to look at the basic stuff, which is going to be bringing one up into all this. So what we're going to do is, you can bring the up in anywhere after each beat, but we're going to bring it in 1, 2, and 3, 4. So what we're doing is quarter notes worth 1 beat each. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to bring in an 8th note, which is worth half a beat, which is 1, and if you're doing a down up, or in rock it would be down, down, but we're going to do downs and ups because we're strumming. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, and the and represents the up. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Same system as before. When your chord changes, lift these two up, keep that one on, slide over, tuck the second finger in under the first, all 6 strings, 1, 2, 3, 4, lift off, slide back, second finger, third finger. If you need to, move your arm out, which will actually keep your fingers curled. Worst thing to do is this. Reason being, we haven't got the right sound there because the back of this finger is lying on one of these. Want to keep it curled. So back over the rhythm again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lift off, slide over, tuck that one in. 1, 2, 3. So some songs could have an up after every beat. For example, 1, 2, 3, 4. Change. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, we're just looking at getting the chords to sound clean. Sometimes on a G, this finger here causes some trouble because it's tucked in behind this. E minor is usually an easier chord to do at the start. But what I would suggest is just practice that. So the main things are, this part of your hand curls in around the back of the neck, fingers curled back, thumb sits in a kind of central position, and move your arm out if you need to. Not too far, it's going to be sore about there. And then when you go to E minor, it comes in slightly. Notice the arms moving in, out, E minor in, G out, E minor in. And of course, when you're doing the G, break it up into smaller chunks, the bottom of it, 1, 2, and the top of it. And then we're going to strum all 6 eventually. So handy for both chords. Eventually you can strum 6 and 6. So hopefully that'll help you out with your first couple of chords, and feel free to download the rhythm documents, either PDF or Word documents, and hopefully it all makes sense. They should explain everything as well as the video. Okay, see you in the next video.